The really big story was the Christmas, the attempt at the Christmas bombing. Have you been following this? Apparently, and this is kind of breaking news, although the questions about this alleged bomber is not breaking news. It's been out there for a few days now. But there is a question now as to whether or not poor old Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalab, this young Nigerian, had, first of all, if he wasn't set up, I'm not saying he didn't have chemicals with him, but the circumstances of his flight are very, very suspicious at this point. But secondly, now, and more importantly, now the rumors are circulating. And it was mentioned on both Oberman's show and Rachel Maddow's program tonight on MSNBC. Now the inquiry, the questions are being raised as to whether or not this was not a deliberate attempt to embarrass, that's not quite strong enough word, but let's start there, embarrass the Obama administration, that there are forces at work in this country, and I believe this as surely as I believe I put on my right shoe before I put on my left. There are forces alive in this country who are very active in this country, very wealthy in this country, who want to see Obama fail no matter what. And the idea of killing 200 or 300 people on board a jetliner in order to make the point is nothing. It means nothing. We kill that many in a week, excuse me, in our adventures around the world in places where we're bombing where we shouldn't even be. So, apparently there's some investigation. I don't know who's going to do the investigating. A lot of questions to be answered. My gut feeling is that this was deliberate. This was deliberately done in order to put the Obama administration in such a vice grip that it's impossible to do anything done, to raise so much fear. This is what Republicans do. This is what they do. There are enough religious fanatics and right-wing Republican nutcases that are embedded in our intelligence agencies that it is certainly plausible to me that this whole thing was a deliberate attempt to hamstring even further the Obama administration. Now, while this has been going on, you had two incidences of racism again. This country is so thick and neck-deep in racism to render it almost impossible to move. In Plains, Georgia, home of Jimmy Carter, not too far from where we broadcast, a very poorly done effigy of Barack Obama hanged from a building that mentioned the fact that Plains, Georgia was the home of Jimmy Carter. And then there was an image floating around the internet of Barack Obama as Shoeshine Boy polishing Sarah Palin's pumps. So 2010 is going to be a horrible year. I mean, you might as well just accept that right now. It's going to be awful because the right-wing crazies, the religious nutballs, and the corporatists who, as conservative as Obama is, first of all, he's a black man, and we don't allow that in this country. Black people are not allowed to be president of the United States. We give them token little jobs. Okay, you can be Secretary of State for a while, but you have no power. Okay, you can take the Negro seat on the Supreme Court, but and maybe a few of you can be in the U.S. House, but only because you come from districts that are mostly Negroes to begin with. Okay, we'll put up with that a little bit. But President of the United States, are you out of your goddamn mind? What? What? Oh no! Oh no! 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 This is where we are. You know it as well as I do. So, the idea, or the possibility, or the plausibility that this underpants bomber event that almost occurred on Christmas Day, I believe, that it was a deliberate attempt to destroy the Obama administration at the cost of 200 or 300 innocent lives is the plausibility of it is as crystal clear to me as anything these right-wing son of a bitches would attempt. It's absolutely. Is it possible? Absolutely. Now, this idea that the U.S. intelligence agencies were unable to detect this bomb plot, even after the man's father went to intelligence agency and said, look, my son is a goddamn nutcase. He's going to attempt something. All of this. The guy buys a ticket with cash. He has no luggage. He has a backpack. He's on a terrorist watch list. His father has turned him in. And still he gets through? Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. How can any intelligent person believe the official account so far that's coming from these filthy intelligence agencies that suck up billions from us, that are chock-a-block with religious crazy people, Christian Armageddonists, right-wing nutcases, people who hate Negroes, people who want to see the country come down, and we're supposed to believe that somehow this guy got through and everybody was doing their job? What's the story going to be? Is it going to be like the last time? Well, it was a failure of intelligence. Well, we can't communicate. Well, our computers don't match up. Well, blah, blah, blah. Are we going to buy this again? Are you serious? This was a deliberate attempt. I'll go ahead and say it now. It was a deliberate attempt to destroy the Obama administration, to destroy, to inject even more fear into this already rabbit-like society that we live in. This was not a mistake. It was not an accident. It was deliberate. And the fact that this poor son of a bitch wound up being the fall guy, oh my goodness. I'll tell you, if the truth on this ever comes out, which it probably won't, what I just said will be absolutely the basis of the factual findings of what really happened.